Hi, Gibaud, Gibaud.com, and today the big question, big debate. Should you change cameras in 2025? So 5 points in favor, 5 points against it. So let's start. First of all, before giving the 5 points, well, 10 points in total, one thing. Right now, you don't see improvement in image quality, or you almost don't see, or there is no improvement in image quality for photography. So many people change cameras because they feel they will get better quality, image quality. I don't speak about a camera that is 20 years old, I speak the last model, let's say, okay? So what really improves is the rest, the autofocus, the maybe the burst rate when you do action photography, things like this. But the image quality, really, most of the time you will not see any difference. Where you do see a lot of difference is in video. So this is why when people tell me, wow, I want a camera that is just a photography camera, I don't want a video camera, I don't want to have video in there, I don't need it, they forget that without videography, cameras will not improve anymore. Yeah, they could keep the camera they had 6, 7 years, 8 years ago, and that would be fine, okay? The autofocus is improving thanks to videography. The ISO has improved thanks to videography, and many things like that. So be happy that there is videography, so you do see some improvement in some features of your camera, okay? So let's start with the first point in favor. First the 5 in favor, then the 5 against, okay? You see a new camera, or camera you want, a new for you at least, that has some features you really need. I was speaking about action photography, for example. You've been doing portrait photography, your camera is really slow, and you need to do action photography, and it's not possible because it's not fast enough for whatever reason, or I don't know, whatever you can imagine. But there are some technical things you like, or you don't have any stabilization and you do feel that you shake a bit, or because you do really slow motion photography, handheld or whatever, you need to have IBIS, for example, or you need this or that. Well, that's a good reason. If there are some features that are really useful to you, more than useful, you actually need them, okay? That's a good reason. Second good reason, well, so far you were happy with your gear because you were doing a type of photography, but now you want to start doing something different, and you realize that what you want to do now is not possible with your camera. Well, maybe you want to start to do video, for example, and your camera doesn't have any video feature. That would be a reason. Or you want to start to do, I don't know, action photography and really fast action, and your camera doesn't allow it, for example. Or you want to do really low light photography and what you have is not really possible. Whatever, okay? But that's a reason to say, I want to start to do something I didn't do up to now, but from now on, to do this, I need the gear that I don't have. So that's a good reason for changing. Reason number 3, your camera is old. I don't speak about the way it's old. Oh, it's 10 years old, that's a problem because it's old. No, the problem is when it starts to have a failure. Maybe the shutter button doesn't work properly, or the battery door doesn't close well, and you start to be worried that this camera is going to let you down anytime. So if you're a professional, that's a big problem. But even as an amateur, maybe you're traveling, you paid a lot for a nice trip to somewhere, and the camera lets you down and you don't have your trips pictures. That's a problem. So yes, that's a good reason. If you feel your camera is getting old, not in the way of obsolete, but in the way of, yeah, it can break anytime, that's a good reason to change cameras. Reason number 4, maybe it's objective, maybe it's subjective, depends on you. But there are some people, they feel that they need something new in their life. I speak about camera, the rest of their life is their business, but well, even camera is their business, but here we speak about photography. And they need something new to motivate themselves to go out making pictures. They love the gear they have, but they don't feel motivated to go out and shoot. So they feel that if they had something new, they would go out and make pictures. And right now they're not doing it. Go out, or in the house, they don't need to go out, but they start making pictures. Sometimes that part is really subjective, but sometimes it's objective. Let's say you have a camera that is really heavy or really big, and for you, wow, you're too lazy now, or you're getting older and you don't have the strength you had before, and now you don't feel like carrying all this stuff with you for making pictures. So you want to have something lighter, smaller, more practical. So this is a bit subjective also, because maybe physically you cannot carry what you had before. So in this case, I think yes, it's totally justified to change cameras. Reason number 5, and for me this is the best reason, the only reason, well, maybe not the only, but the most important reason. Maybe you don't need a new camera, maybe you don't need new feature, maybe what you have is great, maybe you can carry what you have. But point number 5 is you just feel like it, you just want it, you can afford it, you have the money, you're happy to have a new camera, and that's it. You don't have to justify yourself, you just feel like having a new camera, point, that's it. We don't carry our money with us to the cemetery when we die, so you need to enjoy it. So you can afford it, you want it, you get it, and that's it. That's simple. So for me, this is probably the best reason for changing cameras. You just want it, you can afford it, you do it, and that's it. By the way, if you wanted to help me, I can help you too, because I've activated the member area of my YouTube channel. There I don't speak about gear, just about tuition, photography, tips, all this, so that helps you better your photography knowledge. There's a join button just below, so you have access to exclusive video just for members. Also leave you affiliated links in the description, please use them, that really helps me. And if you buy from Luminar, Neo or Aperty, both software for photo retouching by Skylum, sorry, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% extra. It means right now they have special offers for the 3rd anniversary of Luminar Neo, and you get an extra 10% on top of the offer they have. So you save a lot of money. Thank you so much. That really helps me. Let's carry on. So now let's see the 5 points against. Well, the first reason for me is you have many optics, lenses that are not compatible. So sometimes it's because you change brands, and that will be a big problem. Sometimes you stay within the same range, but maybe you change sensor format or mirrorless from reflex. I know reflex to mirrorless. I know there are some problem with there are some adapters to solve this problem, but not always. They don't always work as we would like, and for you, it's hard to justify losing so much money changing lenses, because you will have to change all your lenses. Maybe you will not buy all of them again, you don't know, or you will lose a lot of money selling the one you have. So it doesn't justify changing a camera. So that's a good reason. Reason number 2, you check what you do right now, the type of picture you make, and you don't want to make anything different than what you do right now, and your camera never lets you down. There's nothing that your camera stops you from doing. So there's absolutely no reason for changing cameras. Let's say you do portrait, in a way, you always do the portrait the same way, all this, you don't think of doing anything different, and this camera is giving you the result you want. It's pointless to change camera. There's no reason for that, okay? So that's the reason against changing cameras. Reason number 3, extra cost. Let's say you change cameras, you're happy with the new camera, and then you want to download your file to your computer, and you realize that your software says, no, I cannot read these files, this raw version, I cannot read it. You need to update the Lightroom or whatever software you're using. And when you want to update this software, it says your computer needs a different operating system, because this one is too old for what I have. And then the operating system you want to install says, no, this computer is too old for that. Result, well, you have to change your computer. It's not always for the amount of pixel. Sometimes is basically because it's a new version and they're all happy to make you change computers. So that's a big problem. So in this situation, maybe it was justified for you to change cameras. Maybe all the points were checked as okay, but this point makes you spend too much money, and then it's not really logical for you to change cameras, because you would have to spend a lot more than what you thought, like an extra camera on top of the first one. I mean, extra camera in the shape of a computer, obviously, but yeah, that would be a problem. So that's a good reason not to change cameras if the consequences on your workflow are higher cost because you need to change computers. Reason number 4. You are really happy with your camera. Maybe it's 5 years old, maybe it's 10 years old, but you love it and you're happy with it. Maybe 15 years old. But you hear people on YouTube, people like me, or other people, or people around you telling you, this camera is old, it's obsolete, you should change cameras, and what you have is no good anymore. Yeah, your camera is still good. Yeah, your camera is still good. It means if you were doing wedding photography with this camera 10 years ago, what has changed in a wedding? Is the groom jumping around faster? Is the bride crying in a different way? Is the groom may cry also, okay? Or is the way they dance is different? Nothing has changed. A wedding 10 years ago is the same as a wedding in 2025. So if your camera could do this wedding then, they can still do it today. So don't listen to us, don't listen to YouTubers, don't listen to other friends that want you to spend money on a new camera, not because your camera is bad, just because they feel it's too old. This is your decision. Don't listen to anybody else. If you're happy with what you have, keep it. That's it. Don't spend money just because people have brainwashed you and you feel what you have is no good, okay? That's important. Reason number 5. Well, some people will not agree with me, or some people will think I should mind my own business, but I'm going to give you my feeling about that. If you live on your own, you are a one-member family, that is you, and you spend money on a camera, and it means you will not go out to the cinema or not travel much because you have to save money for that, that's your business. But if you have a family and you buy a new camera and you tell your kids, this year we don't go traveling because I've got a new camera, I don't have money anymore, that's really sad. So if it's your business because you make money, you are a professional, it's an investment, and it's true that maybe the first year you have to spend this and maybe you will recover it later. But as an amateur, that's nonsense. If you decided to live with your family, to have kids, all this, is not to be sorry for offending, maybe selfish, thinking just about yourself with your camera. So it's important. Evaluate that. Evaluate if buying a new camera is going to affect the rest of the family. Regarding money, if does this mean that not just you is going to stop? Maybe you say, no, if I don't drink coffee at the bar every day, with that I paid for the camera, but that's just you that is drinking coffee. But if you tell your family, now we don't go on vacation, or we don't go to the restaurant once a week as before because now I've got a new camera, that's a big problem. Okay, so don't forget, don't neglect that, because that's too sad. But that's my opinion after you do what you want. You did not listen to me, right? And you did buy this new camera. Well, now you're going to do this. You're going to put your old camera, if you don't sell it yet, and your new camera both on a tripod, make the same pictures, okay? And then you create two folders, one called A, one called B. All the picture that belongs to one camera is A and the other camera is B. And then you show pictures to your friends and family and you say, okay, here's a set of pictures, A pictures and then the B pictures. Tell me which pictures are from the new camera and which pictures are from the old cameras. Most of the time they will not guess. They will not guess. So why? Because the improvement, maybe only you will see it. Maybe it was easier to focus. Maybe it was easier to, I don't know, to do a burst rate, longer burst rate. You have more pictures to pick out of the whole burst or whatever. But really, they will not see any difference, okay? So that maybe help you think about, do I really need a new camera? Do I really want a new camera? And that's the point, okay? So buy a camera if you feel like it. If you can afford it, if you need it, buy it. If you cannot afford it, don't buy it. Obviously, if you don't need it, do what you want. But I just hope this video will help you think about the situation. Do I need a new camera? Do I want a new camera? Is it important? All this. So I think these 10 points, 5 in favor, 5 against, may help you. Of course, there are many more reasons for that, okay? But that's your decision anyway. So thank you so much for watching the video. If you feel it may interest other people, please share it on social networks. If you have not done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The small button down here and a small bell. If you click on the bell, you will get notified when I upload a new video. My website, Gibaud.com. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. Also, remind you, that I've got the member area of my YouTube channel. I don't speak about gear there, I just speak about tuition, tips, photography only, and there's a join button just below, so you have access to exclusive video just for members. Also leave your affiliated links in description, please use them, that really helps me. And don't forget that if you buy Luminar Neo or Aperty, you get a 10% discount with my code ERIC10. 10% extra on top of any offer they have. Actually, right now they have the 3rd anniversary of Luminar Neo with a big discount. Well, with my code you get even more discount, so use it and you save some money. Thank you so much, that really helps me. Also leave you my PayPal account in case you wanted to make a donation. Thank you very much, please take care of yourself and see you soon. Bye.